Welcome to ThinkTech on Spectrum OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Jay Fidel.
And I'm Elise Anderson.
In our show this time, we'll visit the Hawaii State Art Museum on South Hotel Street, #1 Capitol District building in downtown Honolulu.
We'll walk around and see some great local art in the museum, which is organized and curated by the Hawaii State Foundation on Culture and the Arts.
The State Foundation on Culture and the Arts has a rich history worth mentioning. It was established by the Hawaii State Legislature in 1965 through the efforts of architect Alfred Price, businessman Pundy Yokouchi, State Senator Nadao Yoshinaga, and Governor John Burns.
You see, the creation of a state arts foundation made Hawaii eligible to receive federal grants from the National Endowment for the Arts, which was established under the National Foundation on the Arts and Humanities in 1965. That funding made the State Foundation possible.
In 1966, Pundy Yokouchi was appointed the first chairman, and Alfred Price was appointed executive director of the foundation by Governor John Burns.
A word on Alfred Price. He was born in Austria and lived in Honolulu, but after the December 7th attack, he was detained at the Sand Island detention camp. As an architect and planner, he later designed the Arizona Memorial, the Honolulu Zoo, and the State Capitol Park. He served with the foundation for many years. He died in 1993.
The mission of the foundation is to promote, perpetuate, preserve, and encourage culture and the arts as central to the quality of life of the people of Hawaii. Funding for the foundation is provided by the state of Hawaii and, of course, the National Endowment for the Arts.
One of the foundation's original programs was the Biennium Grants Program. Over the years, this program has provided millions to nurture and invigorate the arts in Hawaii.
In 1967, the legislature established the Art in Public Places program under the foundation. It was the first program of its kind in the nation. The program was funded from 1% of the construction cost of all new state buildings. Hawaii was the first state to establish this kind of funding arrangement.
In 1970, the foundation and the State Department of Education established the Artists in the Schools program to provide opportunities for students to work with professional artists. Hawaii was then also the first state to establish an instruction program between students and artists in the schools.
In 1980, the legislature moved the Hawaii State Foundation on History and the Humanities, which was eligible to receive federal funds through the National Endowment for the Humanities, into the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts, and renamed it the History and Humanities Program.
In 1983, the Folk Arts Program was initiated through a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. This program promotes and perpetuates traditional folk art throughout the state.
In 1989, to expand the Art in Public Places program, the legislature established the Works of Art Special Fund, which is a fund for long-term planning and completion of public art projects.
In 1993, the legislature established the Individual Artist Fellowship Program within the foundation. This program recognizes and honors Hawaii's most talented visual and performing artists.
In 2001, the foundation moved into the historic Armed Forces YMCA building, since renamed the #1 Capitol District building at 250 South Hotel Street, just east of the state capitol.
In 2002, the Hawaii State Art Museum, that is HiSAM, was opened. It's on the second floor of the #1 Capitol District building. It has 3 galleries of art from the Art in Public Places collection.
Okay, so now let's go inside HiSAM. Let's walk the halls and galleries of the museum and look at the art there.
HiSAM's admission and events are always free, and the visit is completely worthwhile. The museum's event calendar is on its website, on Facebook, and in the Foundation's email newsletter, the SFCA e-News.
On the first Friday of each month, the museum is open late to 9 p.m., featuring live entertainment. Take the stairs or the elevators to the second floor. You can also stop in at the gallery shop and the museum cafe on the first floor.
Friends of the Hawaii State Art Museum, a nonprofit group that supports the museum, also hosts First Friday events with art sales, a bar, and special menus. To learn more about these events and the works for sale, visit the gallery shop or its website, shophisam.com.
On the second Saturday of each month, there are hands-on art activities for all ages from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Materials are provided. You can drop in anytime during activity hours. Allow yourself at least 30 minutes to do a project.
On the last Tuesday of each month, there's a presentation or a lecture by an artist or an art professional from noon to 1 p.m. Bring your lunch or buy one from the museum cafe.
There are lots of great programs at HiSAM, including lots of great programs for the kids. And HiSAM is just one of dozens of museums, archives, historic houses, and cultural sites, gardens and collections, and national parks and monuments in Hawaii. A list of them is on the website of the Hawaii Museums Association.
Clearly, Hawaii has been creative in promoting the arts and innovative in developing community programs in the arts. After all, a great state needs great art, right?
Want to know more about HiSAM or the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts? Want to see more of the works in their collection? Check it out on their website, sfca.hawaii.gov/HiSAM. Or better yet, take a walk over there and see the art up front in person. It's a great collection and a great experience. Enrich your day, enrich your life with art. And now let's check out our ThinkTech schedule of events going forward.
ThinkTech broadcasts its talk shows live on the internet from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays. Then we broadcast our earlier shows all night long and on the weekends. And some people listen to them all night long and on the weekends.
If you missed a show, or if you want to replay or share any of our shows, they're all archived on demand on thinktechhawaii.com and YouTube, and on our iPhone and Android apps, both available for download on your smartphone. For our audio, go to thinktechhawaii.com/audio. And we post all our shows as podcasts on iTunes.
Visit thinktechhawaii.com for our weekly calendar and live stream and YouTube links, or better yet, sign up on our email list and get our daily email advisories.
ThinkTech has a high-tech green screen studio at Pioneer Plaza. If you want to see it or be part of our live audience or participate in our shows, contact shows@thinktechhawaii.com. Or if you want to pose a question or make a comment during a show, call 808-374-2014 and help us raise public awareness on ThinkTech.
Go ahead, give us a thumbs up on YouTube or send us a tweet at ThinkTechHI. We'd like to know how you feel about the issues and events that affect our lives in these islands and in this country. We want to stay in touch with you, and we'd like you to stay in touch with us. Let's think together.
And now, here's this week's ThinkTech commentary.
Aloha, I'm Keli'i Akina, president of the Grassroots Institute of Hawaii, and I have some good news for you. The good news is that Hawaii legislators are eager to solve our pension crisis. The better news is that we have the solutions they need. This week, the Grassroots Institute was able to sit in on the Legislative Fiscal Academy. The event was sponsored by the National Conference of State Legislatures, and it featured national experts on economic issues. Its purpose was to provide Hawaii legislators with insight on a number of fiscal issues, as well as to review best practices and what's happening in other states. Now, because we spent most of our time reviewing and reporting on this information, there wasn't much to surprise grassroots staff at the conference. However, the session on unfunded pension liability and reforms was both interesting and gratifying. No one was surprised that Hawaii's unfunded pension liability and funding ratio consistently ranked near the bottom among all states. The director of S&P Global's U.S. Public Finance State and Local Government Pensions Division hammered the lessons home with the presentation on how OPEB liabilities affect our S&P rating. He made it clear that without reform results in meaningful funding progress or benefit reductions, those liabilities are likely to grow even larger than they are now. The response from Hawaii's policymakers was encouraging. They wanted to know what they could do to address the issue. Now that's where things got interesting. The presentation on successful reforms tested in other states closely followed Grassroots Institute's own recommendations in our recent report called How to Resolve Hawaii's Pension Debt Crisis, and you can get that at www.grassrootsinstitute.org. It was all there. True hybrid plans as opposed to the current hybrid and name-only plan available in Hawaii, switching to defined contribution plans, cash balance plans, choice plans, changes to contributions, age, and service requirements, all the solutions that will work. The one question the NCSL experts couldn't answer, whether the Constitution allows for these changes, was also covered in the Grassroots report. Aware that this will be a point of debate as we move forward, Grassroots conferred with experts and looked to the example of other states for guidance. Now, based on that research, we believe the state constitution protects accrued benefits, but it still allows for changes to current employees' benefits moving forward. Now, the session helped Hawaii legislators see that the state is falling behind when it comes to addressing pension liabilities. In the past decade, 10 states, plus Puerto Rico, moved away from defined benefit plans. In 2018 alone, 210 pension reform bills were enacted in 42 different states. This is no longer a third rail in state politics. It is the necessary focus of real and effective change. During the session, Representative Sylvia Luke asked the presenters, what kind of things can we improve upon? The experts diplomatically avoided giving specific recommendations, but Grassroots is already on record with the solutions and lawmakers need. We urge Hawaii legislators to make use of our recent pension report and consider the solutions we offer. Reform does not have to be a zero-sum game that pits unions and workers against government number crunchers. It's possible to enact reforms that are welcomed by state employees because they offer more flexibility and choice. What's more, we can start with measures that prevent abuses like pension spiking. It's good to see that Hawaii's legislators are contemplating real and lasting pension reform. Grassroots is ready and willing to help by providing research and solutions that will benefit taxpayers, state workers, and our state's fiscal outlook. I'm Keli'i Akina, president of the Grassroots Institute. Until next time, aloha.
We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of ThinkTech. But first, we want to thank our underwriters.
Okay, Elise, that wraps up this week's edition of ThinkTech. Remember, you can watch ThinkTech on Spectrum OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Elise does. For additional times, check out OC16.tv.
For lots more ThinkTech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on ThinkTech, visit ThinkTechHawaii.com. Be a guest or a host, a producer or an intern, and help us reach and have an impact on Hawaii.
Thanks so much for being part of our ThinkTech family and for supporting our open discussion of tech, energy, diversification, and global awareness in Hawaii. And of course, the ongoing search for innovation and art wherever we can find it.
And in any event, you can watch this show throughout the week and tune in next Sunday evening for our next important ThinkTech episode. I'm Elise Anderson.
And I'm Jay Fidel. Aloha, everyone.